They lost that love and feeling. President Trump and Elon Musk decided to go head-to-head after rumors of a fallout, TMZ style, People Magazine style. Are they or aren't they? And now we have heard that the White House currently right now is saying that Elon Musk would like to speak to President Trump. And currently President Trump is saying, not that interested in talking to you right now. After, if you really look, you have to be a little bit discerning, because even Will sent me some fake news. Thanks, Will.
I was just sending you funny memes. I can't help that you weren't discerning enough.
You don't know what's real.
That's fair.
You don't know what's real when Elon Musk, who again, I think is a brilliant person and an absolutely amazing person in terms of the technological achievements that he has made, what he has actually done for our lives in terms of all the different systems that he has done. So I'm not taking any of that away from him. And then you have President Trump, who again, President of the United States, but clearly I've actually been saying this for weeks as the conversation of Elon Musk leaving started to bubble up, which is once you actually get into the swamp, if you will, in Washington, D.C., it doesn't run like a business where you say something, work gets done, things get changed, and then you do have a moment like the big, beautiful bill, which kind of goes against a lot of what Elon thought he was there for. Now, however, did it need to be like aired out in public? That is what Elon does. And he did it in a way that was maybe a bit aggressive, a bit rude, started making claims, started talking about the Epstein list, started talking about impeaching the president and having J.D. Vance replace him.
Last night, Politico was reporting that there would be a phone call between President Trump and Elon Musk. Susie Wiles this morning said that wasn't true, as well as President Trump said to Dana Bash on CNN, and we can play that bite in the next segment, what he thinks is going on right now, and that he's not even thinking about this anymore. He's moving on kind of with the business of the country.
I want to say this too. Everyone has to remember what you're dealing with in Washington, D.C. And why I have been sort of I have to be there, we have to work there, we have to have our offices there, got a headquarters there. But why I push back so hard against that town, because this is what happens. And remember, President Trump, who again, we have supported a lot of the things he has done. I think we can all debate on the big, beautiful bill. There are certainly elements in it that are very good. And there are certainly elements in there that I think maybe go too far or maybe a bit wasteful. You can discuss that. You can have that conversation. That's okay. But also remember, he took a call this morning from CNN, from Dana Bash, and they had a very cordial, interesting conversation. So don't get caught up too much in the theatrics, because know behind the scenes that this is what's happening. He's still taking a call from CNN.
He said that he's, quote, well, here's exactly what he said, quote, "I'm not even thinking about Elon. He's got a problem. The poor guy's got a problem." He said he won't be speaking to him for a while, but he said he wishes Elon Musk well. It was a short conversation. He didn't seem very exercised about it. And the interesting thing is, of course, the context of this is how many people who are in both men's orbits are trying to broker a peace deal, so to speak, and trying to get them to talk because of the concern about the fallout in so many directions. I mean, the blast radius from this fallout is really, really big and very wide.
What could even the fallout be? He's the president of the United States, and he's the richest man in the world. I'm sorry, my sympathy runs a little thin. I don't think for President Trump to be like, I'm not even thinking about Elon. Okay. But now he's saying he's very disappointed. He thinks he's unwell. Look, this is a guy who has been very public about some of his issues and some of the social awkwardness maybe he has, and is on the autism spectrum. We know this. It's not like I'm not disparaging the guy. He talks about it very openly. And look, I'm very proud to say that he is who he is in that sense, because it's an amazing inspiration for kids to see someone that can go from that, become the richest man in the world, and can really change the world. And I believe he has, from Starlink to SpaceX to Tesla to, you should go back to PayPal and eBay and all of the things that he has touched over the last 30 years. Really impressive guy. And it was really great to have someone, to be honest, like him, you'd say on the conservative side, richest man in the world, This is not a dumb guy. This isn't somebody who you can just laugh off. Now, however, does he say some ridiculous things? Is he very socially media active because he owns X and he can say what he wants on his own platform and that gets picked up? Sure. President Trump also went after and said no one wanted your electric cars, started kind of slamming him there. Now, I will say Elon took it up a notch. You can go after somebody's business. Okay, he started saying, essentially equivalating him to being on the Jeffrey Epstein list and what that could look like and calling for his impeachment.
When you are in business and you have the luxury of being able to fire people at will, get rid of departments if you need to.
Very different.
You can do those things because there isn't the checks that are on the government. The entire reason a big, beautiful bill is happening is because it has to be done through reconciliation. Because our system is so broken, you can't get a straight bill through the Senate because of the filibuster. Reconciliation, you have to take a large swath of things and you have to kind of replace things within the existing system. You can't make big changes because that would require 60 votes. So in order to make big changes like tax cuts, you have to also find ways to maneuver the numbers so that it comes out at net zero effectively so that it can pass through the budget reconciliation process. That isn't the best way for this country to operate. That is the reality of the very partisan environment we're in. And I can also see how that would frustrate someone very much like it frustrates me, like it frustrates Elon Musk. But what we also see is when you are a billionaire, both the president and the richest billionaire in the world, you don't get to that level without a very strong self-confidence and ego.
Two best friends who had a falling out. Look, we've all been there at some point. It's never fun. But you know what? Maybe we didn't air it out in public. Look, maybe there's things we can look at like, hey, President Trump, maybe let's not call it the big, beautiful bill. I get the joke. I get Build Back Better, the BBB and all that. But you know what? Take things more seriously. Show us that you're being serious with this. And if it becomes, you can have a clever name. A lot of times they have clever names. But when it becomes a little too far in the comedic sense, maybe we have an issue. This is coming from me, who is typically one. I'm not usually one fighting against having comedy.
Little jokes here and
jokes.
there.
But if you're talking about a massive spending bill for a specific reason, maybe making it that silly in name is not going to make the base too thrilled. Obviously, President Trump and Elon Musk, the honeymoon's over. The fallout has begun. I don't think this is some sort of pretend shell game here. I do think that a lot of this has to do with frustration in Washington, D.C., and Elon Musk not be able to take it. And I do think you're talking about very, very strong personalities. Unfortunately, though, this has distracted a lot of the mainstream media because there is some real things happening.